from Lodha Park. Last time I came here just for Purushottam Prabhu's talk, Ekadashi Kirtan, and many have been asking me, when are you starting back? So that time I kind of resolved that let's start back. And this is a topic that I thought I also need help. It's not that I'm on the savior side and you are on the saving side. We are all face this challenge of overthinking. Can anyone describe what's good health? What is good health?
Good sleep.
Good sleep,
Calm mind.
calm mind,
Not taking any medication.
not taking any medication. Any other?
Good sleep.
That's covered. Good sleep is a very good. Any other?
No
Yep.
stress.
No stress.
No aches and pains.
No aches and pains.
Only good thoughts.
Only good thoughts. Very good responses. One thinker said that you are in good health when the body is in motion and the mind is in stillness. Currently, what's happening is the body is in stillness and the mind is in
Running.
motion. That too like a sprint, not even a long haul, like a sprint, continuously. So much activity happening. And some of us just get hungry because of thinking only. इतना सोचते like a CPU has so much power consumption. The biggest power consumption is this brain. So much energy is drained because of this lifestyle illness that is so common nowadays. And there's a beautiful story which I want to start with. And it said that so many times in relationships, with decision making, with us to have confidence, it is this overthinking that becomes the cause of our unhappiness. It is overthinking that is the biggest cause of unhappiness, because the mind usually presents a very horror movie to us. Mind is a excellent director, but somehow its genre is currently tragedy. Some movies, they end in a tragic end, that there is no movies that end they lived happily ever after. We like such movies, but where the hero is killed, the heroine has no shelter, and usually the mind, it only scripts, envisions things usually in a negative way. Say our loved one doesn't come on time and it's been night 11 o'clock. नहीं आ रहा है, phone नहीं उठा रहा है, and the mind usually goes into that negative zone. क्या क्या बुरा हुआ होगा. And he might be just been busy, or his phone might be switched off or something. So it's very important that we address this topic and we are aware. Therefore, one great thinker says that in the human society, there is great need for reminder than teaching. Once in a shopping mall, there was a girl that was throwing tantrums. And the mother was watching the girl throwing tantrums. And the mother was telling the girl, Jennifer, relax. And that small little lady, till she gets her lollipop, till she gets her PS Oh, I don't know what is the PlayStation currently in PS5.
PS5. Yeah.
PS5 till she gets it. She's continuously saying, Jennifer, relax. And then someone else said, do something else. You're just saying, Jennifer, relax. But the girl is not hearing. And this lady told, Jennifer is my name. And I'm saying, Jennifer, relax. It's normal for children to do something. Like I was just coming on a flight yesterday to Bombay, and the seat next to me there was a child. And the moment everybody sat, she started to cry. And there was another girl at the back of the flight, and somehow she heard this cry.
She also started.
She started to cry, and then there was a continuous harmony, ups and downs between these two cries. And for parents, they become very annoyed in a public place if children start to create tantrums, because they start to think that their image or the children's image will go down. But children are children. But many times, so much of overthinking happens. And instead of saying, Jennifer, relax, we tend to go into an overdrive that ये बच्चा ना पता नहीं कहाँ से ये सब we tend to blame the father कि आपके साइड से ऐसा सब है या something else, maybe the schools. So there is one nice story that Prabhupada used to share, that in a forest there used to be this dance party, Kala. And one of the most popular dancers of the show was a centipede, one with 100 legs. Anyone has seen these worms that have multiple legs? देखा है?
Yes. During rainy season.
During rainy season, इधर आता है 7th floor पे,
7th floor पे आता है. देखा?
park पे भी आता है.
Yeah.
How do they climb? So up, maybe in the elevator along with you. So this centipede with his 100 legs, it used to beautifully dance, and it was the center of attraction. And there was this grasshopper which envied this centipede's dance. But how do I make her stop her dance? So the grasshopper went to the centipede and asked her, "Can you teach me dancing?" And the centipede said, "Dancing is not a thing that I learned. It's something naturally that comes to me. Like birds can't teach you fly because it's something that comes naturally to them. Some of us have some skills that were not taught." Any examples here?
Singing.
Singing. The skill that you have that you didn't learn per se, or didn't have to go through a very professional way of learning. Any examples here? Cooking. Oh, good. Like somehow there is that sense that you didn't go through any of these courses. Okay. Any other?
Overthinking.
Overthinking. Singing, you kind of
You learn by way of practice,
Running, maybe
not by any.
playing keyboard. It's a very good answer. That it's just that you just learn few things here and there, and somehow the hands start to flow on the keyboard. You still play keyboard. You enjoy playing. Any other skills like that were not taught? Painting. Usually those most people that are really highly excellent in their field are people that have this God-given ability, and of course that has to be brushed up with a proper guide. So the centipede said that dancing is not a skill that I learned; it just comes naturally to me, so I can't teach. But the grasshopper insisted that you please teach because you are the best dancer in the town. And the centipede didn't want to hurt the grasshopper, and it obliged. So you see me dancing and you try to dance. And the grasshopper came. Hey, you're dancing beautifully, but teach me, which leg do you put first? Is it the 58th leg or is it the 32nd leg? And till this point, centipede never thought about it. It started to think, started to overthink. पहले ऐसे ही सोचने का ट्राई किया, ऐसे ही सोचा तो पता नहीं चलेगा. आई ट्राई टू डांस एंड ट्राई टू नोटिस.
Yeah. Dancing or
The centipede forgot to dance. Or it in fact was tripling off from its stay from the dance floor. And then the grasshopper was very happy. This is called as analysis paralysis. That when we think about a topic so much where we don't have proper way in which we can deal with the topic. Anyone in your childhood had this intense craving to open up things to find out what is inside, like a pen, like a car? Kritika is here. No? And you can open up things and you mess it up. You can't put it back. So, this kind of overthinking many times lands us in trouble, that whereas someone else is happily enjoying life because they are just being in the present. But this overthinking either takes us into the future or takes us into the past. And we just can't move. We just can't flow. And although this is a very commonly discussed topic, say last 5-6 years I've been hearing about overthinking, this is not something new. That's why the scriptures that we have, the historical episodes that we have in the Puranas, they come to our rescue because human psychology has not changed. Human technology has definitely changed. But the things that people struggle with, the things that people hanker for, way back, years, thousands of years back, the psychology of human beings with each other, with obsession, was the same as we have now. Just the technology, that time they were riding in chariots, now we ride in cars or trains or flights. And this is, so it's first of all, it's something that historically has been there. Another is that it even happens to the best of the lot. Even the best go through this dilemma of overthinking. It is just that how they handle that pressure, handle that delusion, that confusion that comes. So many times we are in this false notion that if somebody is advancing, is at an enlightened stage, as experience, then it's not that the boat doesn't go through turbulence. The boat definitely goes through turbulence. But an expert driver, an expert pilot is someone that can handle that turbulence, that can use that turbulence, that pressure in the right way. In the Ramayana, who is the most heroic? Ram. Hanuman, right? Ram was definitely heroic, but Hanuman, what a personality! That willing to take all types of risks without any kind of personal profit. It was not his wife. It was Lord Ram's wife. But seeing the concern, the compassion that Lord Ram had, that is to be with Sita. So Hanumanji, he takes this task to go and find Sita Devi. And he loves Lord Ram so much that it was his earnest desire to remove the anguish, the pain that was he was feeling, what Lord Ram was feeling. Then, and he was continuously inspiring whenever any of the Vanaras were morose because they were not able to find, say when they came to the end of the land, like here there is Bandra Taj's Land's End, I think that's the hotel's name. So when the Vanaras they came to Rameshwaram, it was the India's land end. And they thought there is no more. It's the stoppage of all possibilities. And then he jumped over, and there, when he was trying to find Sita, he searched so many places. And after going through so much, he was not able to find Sita. Where is Sita? That time, Ramayana explains that Hanuman became depressed. So much in depression, Hanumanji. He thought that, what's the use of my life? And he thought of suicide. Hanumanji, with so much power, with so much ability, so much devotion. And there is this verse that comes, Udyogam Vanaram Indrana. It was great effort that he put Udyoga. Plavanam Sagarasya cha. He jumped across the ocean. Vyardam Vikshya Anilam Sutha. But he saw that all that is gone waste. Because Sita to yahan pe hai hi nahi. Chintam Punar Upagatam. And he went into great chinta, great anxiety, great moroseness. And in his moroseness, he started to think, what was the moroseness that he was thinking? That if I don't find Sita now, and if I go back empty-handed, Lord Ram cannot bear this news. And if Lord Ram cannot bear this news, he will die. He will have a heart attack and he will die. And if Ram dies, Lakshman cannot bear it. Lakshman will die out of heart attack. When Ram and Lakshman die, all the Sugriva, all his friends, they cannot bear. Ayodhya Vasis cannot bear. Everyone will start to die. And his mind went on overdrive. That अगर मुझे सीता नहीं मिलेगी तो क्या हो सकता है? राम जी मर जाएंगे, लक्ष्मण जी चले जाएंगे, अयोध्या वाले चले जाएंगे. And he saw that if everyone is going to die if I go back empty-handed, better I never go back. Better I die. And there was this fire of moroseness that was eating him up inside. अंदर ये जो उदास थी started eating him up. And this is typical anytime when we face a failure. Not one failure. Failure after failure. Failure after failure. Then you start to think, maybe I am a failure. Not that I committed a mistake, but maybe I am a mistake. That I am good for nothing. We may not go into that step, but we kind of cut off from that. Maybe attempt karunga hi nahi. I'll never, even try because I faced so many failures. But the glory of Hanuman is that he thought that why am I going into such an overdrive? He started to remember who Ram is. That Ram is someone who is playing this role to teach the world a lesson. And let me keep on trying. We have the evidence of one person who told that Sita Devi is in Lanka. Ashok Vatika. No, she said she is in Lanka. Who was कोई तो एक व्यक्ति ने बताया था रामायण में वानरों को Jatayu. No, not Jatayu. It was Jatayu's brother, Sampath. Sampati was at the shore of the ocean, and he could see, and he saw Sita is there, and I saw Ravan taking there. So it's not 404, not found. There is at least one website that says this works, this thing works. So keep on trying, and that, and he overcame that sadness, that overthinking that was there, because of faith that the mission that Lord God gave me is not to make me a failure. And definitely when Lord Ram was sending everyone, he had special faith in me that you're going to meet Sita, and this is a ring, and I need to deliver this because the other person needs this more than I need to give. The other person needs to take this. So beautiful episode in Sundarakand of this pastime, where Hanumanji goes into overthinking, and how he overcomes. And another episode in the scriptures is there in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna also goes into overthinking. And this phenomenon of overthinking usually happens when you are in the middle of the things. That's why it's called as midlife crisis. जब घुस जाते हैं जॉब में, कोई चीज में, प्रोजेक्ट में, in between all types of thoughts start to come that make you go crazy. And Arjuna, of course, the reasons and all that are very elaborate. What all thoughts came to him, if I fight, all these things will happen, and he went to the extent that for generations together there will be destruction, there will be devastation. केवल एक जनरेशन को ये नुकसान नहीं है, generations के साथ साथ there will be destruction. And he says, "Oh Krishna, my mind is reeling. I'm not just able to come to any conclusion." And he gives up. Says, "I just cannot take a decision because there's too many things that seem to be going, pros and cons are too much." Sometimes this happens with us, say, whom to may not be in national politics right now, but definitely in some, if you have to select someone, it always the more we think about it, the more we start to go confused. So psychologists have tried to understand what are the different types of overthinking in different ways that people tend to go on an overdrive, and how do we stop ourselves from going there and really save our precious time, precious energy to focus on the good things, the things that we can actually relish. Because overthinking many times is in a zone where we don't have much control. You start to think about things that are truly not in our control. And these aspects are also very unconsciously done. बहुत बार तो हमको पता ही नहीं चलता कि हम ओवरथिंक कर, किसी से बात करते हैं तो वो व्यक्ति बोलता है तुम बहुत सोच रहे हो, इतना सोचना बंद करो. हमको बहुत रेयरली लगेगा कि मैं जो सोच रहा हूं is too much than what is needs to be. That there was a nice little ad. I really like that ad, which I put up here. This guy goes to a subway and he wants to have a burger, and the receptionist, the one who serves, the waiter, said, "Sir, which type of bread you want? There's so many types of bread."
Yeah.
I don't know all the types of breads, but most of you know. And so he chose one. Then he asked, "What size do you want?" Then he chose the size. Then he asked, "What are the salad that you want to put in it?" And you want that salad to be marinated or dry, different ways. What are the stuffings you want to be put? What are the seasonings, sausages? 15 minutes passed. और उसमें इतना ऑप्शंस आ रहा था. In that video, that guy says, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए बर्गर, मैं जाके वड़ा पाव खा रहा हूँ. Even in a temple, once a week they serve bel puri in the morning, and they keep lot of items. There is kurmura, dry kurmura, then there is different vegetables that they put, and it seems like a 9-course meal breakfast. And each one, when they go through that thing, they confused, and the whole serving was getting delayed. And then our kitchen decided better mix it ourselves, and then just put one jar there, one thing, one tub there, tumbler there, vessel. And people were so happy. Thank you for relieving our anxiety of mixing the bel puri. So when there are too many options, when there are too many options that we start to figure out, then we just get drained. So therefore, this is a very nice saying that says, until you make the unconscious conscious that what's happening truly inside, that unconscious, subconscious, thoughts constantly make us, drive us crazy, and we call it fate. So the first thing that most people overthink about, is worrying about the future. आगे क्या होगा? There's that very famous meme that you might have heard, a joke by one of the stand-up comedians. मुझे कल की चिंता नहीं है. सुना है? मुझे कल की चिंता नहीं है, उतनी सेविंग्स है मेरे पास. मेरी तो चिंता है परसों की. That what will happen day after tomorrow. And this worries about the future. There was a research done on some of the top billionaires in California. That's one of the biggest aggregates of billionaires, and they have lots of money. For generations together, they can give. But they were still very much driven to get more and more. And they went to them to ask that, what is it that is driving you to still work hard? It's not that you're just sticking to a 9 to 5 thing. There's so much energy that you're putting into this. And this was the most common answer about the future. Because with the way the world is going, especially in business circles, if you stop, you start to go down. That there is constant, you have to constantly be the best in the field, constantly keep pushing your business, your proposals to the next level. Else, the Adani case, he came in Aapki Adalat, he came in so many newspapers that time that he was one of the best. And somehow someone in the, whether all the allegations are true or not, one allegation by Heidenberg, and then all the stocks fell and so much loss. And it's not that अरे मेरे पास और भी है. Thought doesn't come. कितना गया है उसके ऊपर नुकसान होता है. This very recent phenomenon of Dream 11, My Team, it starts with how much? 50 rupees you put, and then people start to earn. And when they earn something, they are happy and they want to earn more. And they are hooked there. And even if they lose, they have this revenge. How can I lose? How can I appear myself look foolish? I will get back the money. And they still remain in that same place because of worrying about the future. So processing the worst case scenarios and the what ifs of something potentially distressing in the future. For example, financial struggles or a big work presentation. And this Krishna often tells in the Gita that there are so many fears that we have about the future. And most of the worries that we have about life, 60% actually never are not even possible. Very rare chance of probability, but still somehow that thing we tend to hook on to. So this is the first one, that we worry about the future. Is it bad to worry about the future? Is it wrong?
Too much worry would be wrong.
To a certain extent is okay. What is that certain extent?
This is where we get confused.
This is where we get confused.
No, it's enough to like help you achieve something to propel you somewhere, but it shouldn't like incapacitate you. So I think that
Incapacitate
is
you.
the fine line
More
between.
about planning than worry.
Plan your future, don't worry about your future. They say worry is like a swinging chair, this chair, rocking chair, that appears to be taking you somewhere, but it's not actually taking you anywhere. There are two students. Any students here? Like college? Okay. In that way, everyone is a student.
Everyone.
So, there are two students. One is worrying about his exams, the future. Another is not worried, is focusing on the study. Who's going to be better at the one who is focusing? Any verse in the Gita that you recollect for this? Very famous verse, 2.47. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Krishna says that don't be attached, don't be thinking about the future, what will happen. Focus that what you're doing now is right. That in the hurry to get somewhere, don't lose your attention on driving. Because if you miss that focus on driving, then your present is lost, your future is definitely lost. So that's the first worry that we have, overthinking about future. And when we know that not all aspects of the result is in my control, I'm only a part of the plan. Part of the attempt is me. Krishna says there are 5 aspects, 5 things that determine a result. In the 18th chapter, Krishna speaks 5 factors of success. In that, Krishna says Karta, the person who is doing, is only 1/5 of the whole endeavor. There's so many other factors, like say somebody writes an exam, how the teacher what mood she is in, and how the grading system is there, and what exactly is tested there. You may be good in understanding concept, and the test may be on something else. And focusing on the marks instead of the knowledge, because knowledge is in your control, what you need to gain. Marks may not be. That day, the car may break up. That's why I think in IIT JEE exam now they have put 2 options. That somehow that day you have fever, something, because of that you screwed up your exam. You can give one more attempt, and then they give you consideration. So when we know that I have to play my part, but not guaranteed that the result is in my control, then we just focus on the present, what I can do best now. And future is just a result of how are we working in the present. Then another one is the reflection of the first one, is where overthinking about the past, rumination about the past. गाय को कभी देखा है? गाय खाती है, फिर वो बाहर लेके आके उसको चबाती रहती है. गाय के लिए तो जरूरत है, but for decisions that we have already taken, which college to go, or what field, or where we need to buy a house. Things that we have already done in the past. We carry a lot of grudges about it, about people especially, and we are not able to come over it. That constantly it's like a stuck cassette player, or like nowadays these reels are there that play on a loop, and they very intelligently make a reel that seems to be continuous. Like 10 minute हो गया, वो व्यक्ति भाग ही रहा है, and then you see it's actually going on a loop. And many times we kind of live in the past, we become a prisoner of the past, and somebody insulted you, somebody didn't give you what you deserve, and those thoughts, those feelings, you're continuously bringing it forth. It's good to learn from the past, but it's bad to live in the past. And when you start to live in the past, then जैसे बोलते हैं ना, बाल का खाल उखाड़ that एक एक चीज लेके, स्पेशली जब कुछ झगड़ा होता है तो शादी के पहले से चालू करते क्या क्या हुआ था, एक एक थ्रेड निकालते, and we go into that zone of overthinking about the past, and just drain our energy, increase more and more venom, more and more hatred for that person, because everyone has their faults, has their impulses, and why someone is acting because of what fears, we never know. And if we judge people based on just one episode, some experiences that we have, and consider them as the most, that ye mere piche hi pada hai, he is the one that is the troublemaker in my life, is not needed. And as I said, that when we look at these types of overthinking, and when we catch ourselves unconsciously, when we go into that, meditation, spirituality is a practice by which you are able to diagnose what's going on in your field. Else, we are scanning everyone else around, but in our own field of thoughts, what's actually going on, for us to even observe. Like any doctor, if they have to treat, the first step is diagnosis. And the diagnosis of the disease, that hey, all this is happening, to catch yourself, it requires strength, it requires some clarity of thought. And spiritualities and meditation, introspection, these are ways by which we kind of see where am I going. That is this like Hanuman or Arjuna, they stop their thought flow, their overthinking, that I am not able to overcome. I need help. I need a help from a higher place that can really elevate me up. Einstein has this very beautiful quote that he says that a problem cannot be resolved at the same level of consciousness at which it was created. That Joe, like recently I was going through some experience, and this particular lady, she was blasting their family that why did you make this decision, that because of this decision that you have taken, say a year back, 2 years back, I am going through trouble. So this differentiation, me and them. Even Gita starts with that Mamaka Pandava Saiva. In a family, many times we go into this overthinking because of the differentiation कि ये लोगों ने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया है, rather than thinking it is us that made the decision, it is us that went through that experience. So when we look at that it was all of us that went through this challenge and different people responded, then we'll be able to handle that. But so rather than solving the problem, you try to make point to someone who was a troublemaker. One of our devotees was recently giving a beautiful example that a lady, a small little girl, little like 2 years old, she was running. And as she was running in her jolly mood, she hit a table. And when she hit a table, she fell and she started to cry. And it was a party time and people wanted to really calm her down. So the mother, she came and the mother started to hit the table. टेबल, क्यों मेरे बच्चे को मारा तुमने? And she started to hit the table. मेरे बच्चे को क्यों तुमने मारा? मैं तुमको बहुत डांट दूंगी. And the baby became quiet. And this, one of our devotees said, baby अभी तो quiet हो गया. But the impression that the baby got is that I am not the cause of this pain that I am having. This table is the cause. और जब भी उसको जीवन में पेन होगा, वो एक टेबल के लिए ढूंढेगा. कौन है वो टेबल? Where is the table that has giving me that pain? Apparently, very innocently, we remove the issue, but we build that consciousness of blaming someone else in the past for the current situation, and we go into this search mode, intense Google search mode inside in the history of our browsing. Connection got lost. The projection is there. I'm trying to connect with the iPhone here. So anyway, we covered only two reasons, two types of overthinking. Any questions till now? Till they figure out?
Yeah. So recently I was hearing a YouTube video where they said your environment can also drag you into the past a lot, where people are not updating their idea of your evolution. And whenever I do tarot readings, I get the devil card. And now I've started reflecting that perhaps that is the devil. That people just don't want to let go of your past history.
Yes. People label us.
Yes.
We label others. There's a nice story that Prabhupada used to say about a small little boy in a village who used to play all around the field, without wearing any clothes, naked. Later, he grew up. He educated himself, and he became a judge. And the villagers, when they got to know some of his, the village people, they just couldn't accept that. अरे ये कैसे judge बन सकता है? They started to say, नहीं, maybe he's not getting paid as much because ये तो हमारे सामने तो grow हुआ था. He is that naked Pancho. And we carry this image that I know this person, 10 साल पहले, I have interacted. And that same image we can kind of make into our consciousness. That so yes, thank you for pointing out that we judge people and we label them from some experience in the past, and we tend to not know that people are dynamic, people can evolve, and people do evolve, their mindsets do change, but somehow we don't understand that, we just keep going into the past.
One thing is a refusal to accept responsibility but to blame others.
Yes, the table.
The table. Exactly.
Any other questions?
Just introspection versus going into the past. Sometimes introspection is considered as a virtue so that you can balance your things.
Yes.
So how do you distinguish introspection
Thank you.
to going to past?
Very good question. Introspection is we definitely need to introspect what went wrong.
What?
So when we involve our feelings, when we try to awaken the feelings aspect, that's when we start to go into the past with a negative mindset. But when it is about thinking, I need to learn from this. Yes, that person spoke in some way. Let me learn that maybe he was upset. I was not doing it properly. So when you think about the past, it's introspection. When you feel about the past, it goes into this zone where you go into this revenge or grudge, negativity, because the feelings of the past said that there are two types of memories that we all carry. One is people that made us feel very welcomed, Mary Angelou says, and people that made us feel garbage. दो लोग बहुत जो हमको बहुत प्रेम देते स्कूल में, teachers that gave us lot of time, made us really worthy, we remember them. और जो टीचर ने हमारे ऊपर खुन्नस खाया होगा वो लोग याद रहते हैं. And when you think about that, if you go into feelings mode about the past has already gone and dusted. If you feel about it and try to revive those feelings, then we are going to this negative zone where the teacher उसका क्या situation था. So therefore you go into the zone of past with a thinking aspect that let me learn from it. But feeling is where you try to live there, where you try to relive there. So that's what is overthinking in a wrong way is about the past.
Normally we consider that our seniors, elders, or their behavior pattern, that becomes a guide for us, and we introspect how they used to do it.
Right.
How can we do it? Now, it is going to the past, but at the same time, probably in the category of introspection, or you call it a positive thinking.
As long as whatever in the past is not making you stuck there, you learn, you're grateful. If the past is giving us gratitude, if the past is giving us lessons, then it's good. It's introspection. If the past is giving you grudge, if the past is making you feel more negative, more bad about yourself or the other person, then it's overthinking about the past.
So basically, battle between mind and heart.
Yes. Battle between mind and the heart. Thinking and feeling. Therefore, they say, the biggest journey is from the head to the heart in the proper way. And the head has to be used with things that will improve us and feel about the present. That try to see the good things that are there in the present. But usually our feelings go into that negative aspect. That's where we get stuck. And it's very strong to give because we have somehow Krishna uses this very interesting word in the Gita for this world called as Dukhalaya. Krishna says this world is a place of misery because everything is ashashvata, temporary. You get settled in some situation, some news, your body goes through some change, some new results come, some new challenge comes, again you need to work hard. So there is no stability. Therefore, there is constantly anxiety. Dukkha means anxiety. But then there is another meaning to Dukhalaya. Alaya means, what is Alaya? Home. But temple is called as Alaya, Devalaya. Usually Alaya means place you worship, the place where you kind of become steady, like focused. So Dukhalaya means, if this is a place where people worship negativity. What is worship? Is where you spend most of your energy and time. Most of us unconsciously we are actually worshipping in this sense of Dukhalaya things that we don't want. Because we are spending our time and energy there. Why do so much? As they say in marketing, even bad publicity is good publicity. Even a controversy about a movie will make the movie hit. Therefore, they say only bad publicity is where there is no publicity. Either you speak bad about it or good about it, it has to come. So that's how we tend to usually, especially in a limited consciousness, we usually brood over negativity. हमारा मन उधर ज्यादा फोकस्ड लगा रहता है, बट वो खुजली के जैसा है. जितना खुजलाएंगे उतना और खुजली करने का मन करता है, और खुजलाते खुजलाते it starts to bleed. Some of this world is geared in that way that it is negativity that attracts people's attention. That's why any movies, anything, two things, romance or violence. कुछ भी case हुआ, like this recent, this girl Sakshi, what is her name?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sakshi,
Sakshi.
brutally murdered. Like,
Delhi crime.
huh?
Delhi
Delhi crime.
Yeah.
I think Delhi. So when we, and these news constantly, they for days together, like before that, somebody cut pieces. For days together, it was going as the headlines. It's an important thing that these people are caught, they are punished. It's important for the police to be engaged. But why is the headlines? Because people worship negativity. In the sense, people, that's where their consciousness gets into, which is like a kujli, gets more and more troubling only for us. Therefore, we have to change our paradigm. Let's start celebrating things that are good and talking about things that are good about others in our life, rather than being in that word of Dukhalaya. Hope you got the proper way of understanding this word of Dukhalaya. That we tend to worship, which is not what Krishna wants, but the mindset is that we just stay in that mud.
Also, doesn't Krishna have a shloka about gossip? That people are attracted to gossip.
Same thing. There are other verses also. Okay, we'll stop here. And these sessions, because 7 to 8 is already 8:05, there are few more. There are 9 types of overthinking, and each thinking, I didn't want to just cover everything and then come to the solutions. I was going solution by solution. So do you want to take more in upcoming sessions, cover this topic of overthinking, or you want to jump to some other topic? The other things go deeper and deeper, and really beautiful the way spirituality helps us in going through this inner dynamics, inner troubles that come through. So we have had planned monthly ones. So monthly ones means next is July 7th.
But
Do you want to do?
by that time, they will forget what we have.
So do you want to do in 15 days later?
Yeah.
2 weeks, yes.
So
Every fortnight.
every fortnight we'll do. So at least this topic is a very hot topic. At least these two things, I don't believe in a principle of download. I believe in a principle of digest. So better digest less, that's healthy. Otherwise, so much knowledge is anyway going around. But when it's actually applied, so please do ponder over this. And obviously there are other Gita sessions that are happening here that will also help us. These are topic based discussions of the spirit of scriptures rather than sequential. There are two ways to discuss scriptures. So we are going topic with theme
I
based.
actually had a burning question on the role of Narad Muni in the heavens. It's a bit of a tangent, but he used to take news from one place to another. That was his role. Now, was he considered a spiritual figure, or what was he doing? Was it Seva?
The whistleblower.
The whistleblower.
So Narada Muni is partially understood. There is a mission that needs to be completed to remove yada yada dharmasya, to establish dharma. He is just a catalyzer. So he's the one who makes things happen. So unfortunately, in the movies around us, we just hear that he's like a gossip passer.
Tabloid.
He's not like that. He's not like that. If you see like southern movies, he's not portrayed that way. Mostly in the Bollywood, that's how it's portrayed. But that's not what the scriptures present. He's a very advanced personality who does help people that when they are in need, like Dhruva, Prahlad, he goes and helps. But then he also inspires Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu to become instigated more quickly so that the episode is solved sooner than dragging it for long.
So he
Okay?
catalyzes the transformation of the truth.
Yes. It makes things happen. Not let things happen. It makes things happen. अगर अंदर है तो उसका बाहर आएगा. So when is the 15 days after? What is the date? June 16th, right? So June